True innovation is the result of connections with others and with the care ideas need to grow strong enough to change the world. The business and entrepreneurship team has opportunities for innovators. We work to create the connections where innovators meet resources, products meet the marketplace, and ideas meet action. Whether it's funding, equipment, facilities, or talent, we can support your needs. Together, let us help you connect ideas to action and innovations to impact. UB is the largest comprehensive research institution in the State University of New York system and is uniquely positioned to link academic research with commercial interest and to facilitate innovation that will help grow the New York State economy. Today, our session focuses on project funds available through UB's Center for Advanced Technology in Big Data and Health Sciences, also known as the UB CAT program. You will learn about the UB CAT program and the mission, project requirements and guidelines required by the state, how we select projects to fund, the application process, the most common questions that come up when applying for a CAT project. UB CAT is a cost-sharing funding program supported by NYSTAR, Empire State Development Division of Science, Technology, and Innovation. NYSTAR supports 15 CATs statewide, each with a different technology focus that aligns with the university they are co-located with. The UB CAT is focused on the intersection of big data and health sciences, particularly as it relates to drug development, medical devices, diagnostic tools, and healthcare IT. Over the years, we've seen a variety of different CAT projects, including developing the next iteration of a product or prototype, verified and validated previously testing results, refined the built-in sensor technology in a particular device, and developed software algorithms. We recommend reflecting on what you're working on. If your next initiative has a big data component, let's talk about how we can help you accomplish it with a CAT project. Why have us help? We can offset costs and provide you with contacts or expertise that will accelerate your development. We can leverage the buying power of the university by acquiring materials at a more competitive cost, or take advantage of CAT's lower indirect fees. The UB CAT allows companies to use their time, money, and people resources to do more. To be eligible, the company must be registered as a New York State business, have an office location in the state, have at least one full-time employee, have access to matching funds that can be contributed to the cost of the project. While the matching requirements can vary from year to year, it is capped so that small companies with fewer than 100 employees would own no more than $1.50 for each CAT dollar contributed. Large companies with 100 or more employees would owe no more than $3 for each CAT dollar. The project period runs from July 1st through June 30th. All project spending will need to be completed by June 30th, and final reports need to be submitted by July 31st. In order to proceed with a project, companies must work with a University at Buffalo principal investigator researcher. Don't know who to connect with? We can help find UB researchers with specific expertise. Just ask us. In your application, you will need to demonstrate a need for funding and potential economic impact for New York State. Show how your project aligns with the UB CAT technology focus area of big data and health sciences. Finally, if you are selected for funding, you will be required to enter into a research agreement. In addition, your company will need to abide by UB's intellectual property terms and reporting requirements, including a final project report and economic impact reporting for 5 years. Tips for developing your budget. Please remember to include project-related items only. The UB-CAT cannot pay for general operating expenses or any expenses that do not directly tie into the project scope of work. The CAT does cover expenses related to university personnel. That might include a researcher or UB Tech. The CAT can also pay for graduate and undergraduate support. Tuition expenses should be budgeted for any graduate students working on the project, unless there is already an alternative tuition plan through the students department. This is something that would be coordinated with the UB researcher on your project. Materials and supplies, as well as consulting services, can be covered. Equipment can be purchased through the CAT in certain circumstances if necessary. However, it will be inventoried through the university and considered university property. It must also be made available for other industry partners to use if they wish. Because of these guidelines from the state, equipment that will not be housed at the university cannot be purchased. Finally, travel requires prior approval, and there must be justification for how the travel aligns with the project. General operating expenses that would not be approved include rent, capital costs, utility and legal expenses, expenses related to employees of the company receiving CAT funds. The CAT does not reimburse the company for project-related expenses. When the company enters into a research agreement, they pay the university, and all project expenses are administered directly through UB. CAT funding is intended for applied research projects. This means a project must be on the path to commercialization and beyond the point of a basic research project. Projects related to validation, optimization, and prototyping are acceptable. There is an award process. Please familiarize yourself with the RFP and the project application found on our website. Before you submit an application, the next step is to schedule a meeting to discuss the specifics with a UB-CAT project expert. Once you have met with the UB-CAT project expert, submit the application by March 15th to ubcatprogram@buffalo.edu. Your application will go through a two-step review process. First, CAT program staff will review your application for eligibility. If your application fulfills the eligibility and review criteria, it will then go on to the UB-CAT Industrial Advisory Board for final review in early June. The Advisory Board is a panel comprised of local experts in the life sciences and big data arena that help guide our grant-making decisions with technical input and assessments. Award notifications will be sent out by late June, and awardees will be required to enter into a formal research agreement with the university. Once the research agreement is executed, project accounts will be set up and work can begin. At the end of the project period, companies are required to complete a short final economic impact survey. Let's talk about economic impact for a moment and how we measure and report success. Companies will be asked to complete an economic impact survey once a year that would include how many new employees were hired, how many jobs were retained, amount of additional funds raised and the type of funding, federal, SBIR or STTR grants, revenues from sales or investments from the venture community, if applicable. Quantifiable cost savings through an equipment purchase through the CAT, if applicable. Capital expenditures made for equipment, office expansion, modifications to space to accommodate growth, if applicable. We hope you take advantage of the UB-CAT funding program. The UB-CAT is a project cost sharing fund, meaning that companies that are awarded funding are required to contribute matching funds to share in the cost of their project. The company must be a registered New York State health sciences company with at least one full-time employee located in New York State. The company is working with big data in order to address specific challenges or advanced technologies on the path to commercialization. And finally, why consider a UB-CAT project? Because through the CAT, eligible companies can leverage the funds and cost savings through subsidized equipment and service rates, access low indirect cost rates, gain connections to UB research expertise. If you are eligible and interested in applying for the UB-CAT, please contact UB-CAT program at buffalo.edu to schedule a meeting with a UB-CAT expert. Here are some important links for you to follow if you are interested in more information. Thank you very much for taking the time to learn more about the UB-CAT. We look forward to hearing from you.